guys, in the past years, the music scene has exploded with talent, and thanks to some great advancements in technology and the rise of some digital platforms, um, this has opened the doors for many, and also has led to fierce competition. But it also made things a lot harder to stand out for artists. So how can an aspiring artist still stand out these days? So
Make
I would like to
bootlegs.
start. Well, that could be an answer. Like, what is the biggest challenge to stand out as a DJ in a crowded market these days?
Man,
Well,
yeah.
if you rephrase the question to how you said it first, how can you stand out? It's by doing your own thing, and it is good to analyze what is happening out there, what are the hits right now,
Mhm.
but there needs to be something of you, like can you do different that adds to this scene? And if you like something, you should chase it. If you find something interesting, you should chase it. What can be very difficult is industry people slash suits telling you
Fuck 'em.
what do you need to do, because that's often not the case. Like you need to figure out yourself what you need to do in order to stand out, because label bosses and bookers, promoters, they don't know. They just want to um, they're more in the selling business, selling what you have to offer.
Well,
So
they might have some good practical tips based on experience, but it's not like you should take it for truth 100%, right? You could take in
yeah,
something as feedback or information, but it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
like
yeah,
that is the way to go, and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the only
exactly.
way.
And no one knows the next hit. No one knows the future. So that's something that can be also very liberating, because hey, the thing you're doing right now that no one else is doing, that's one style that you like. It might be the next big thing, but it also might not be the next big thing. But if you can get peace with that, you can
Mm.
create freely, I think.
The more I think about it, and the more I kind of think about this topic and talk about it with clients and stuff, like really the only real challenge that is in the midst of you and standing out from the crowd these days is your authenticity, because it's not the technical issues. You have all the stuff you need. You have the internet. You have a laptop which you can use. You don't need much stuff to make
You
music
get
these
you get
days.
the wave parts from your
You get the
producer.
wave pass from your ghost producer. Like it's you don't
Okay,
have
you're all
you
spliced,
have
man.
you've got all the required stuff that you need, but the only one thing that every artist needs in order to stand out from the crowd is to fully embrace his authenticity and to be different than all the others.
But don't
And
be
Don't
that's
different.
necessarily have to
Don't
be
be different.
different,
No,
or
don't
be
be different for the
really
sake.
good at what the rest also does.
that
Yeah,
can
just
also be a thing, but just take your niche, right? So if that's the thing that you really like doing, then please do it, but own it and be the best at it.
yeah, yeah. Because don't be different for the sake of being different.
No,
That doesn't
true.
work.
Yeah.
Just follow what interests you,
Yeah.
and that will make you you. And then
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg famously said, "Who could be you but you?" You know.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was listening to a podcast about with what's the guy's name? The fastest man alive, Usain Bolt. I was
Michael
listening to
Flash.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast with him where he talks and explains about his mindset and all that stuff. Very interesting. I'll share it with you in the chat. Um, but he also said, like, eventually all the things that I've learned in all those years of taking all those medals, the one thing that the most interesting and necessary ingredient of my career is consistency. He said, like, that's the only thing I needed to become the biggest in the world. And I think that's very related what we talk about as well very often. It's authenticity and it's consistency, and that seems to be one of those two things that keeps coming back, right?
But
But
not to challenge the great Usain Bolt. I mean, I would love to race against him on 100 meters. I'm pretty fast. But that's this sounds very dumb, but that's very easy when it comes to sport. I'm not saying it's easy, but you exactly
The
know what you need to do. You exactly
consistency
know.
part, you mean?
Yeah, you exactly know what you need to train. You exactly
Mhm.
know. Hey, you need to be working out. You need to be physically training. I think that's
Yeah,
where it
I
becomes a
don't know.
bit more difficult
it's
with
really
making
mental,
music.
man. It's really
Yeah.
mental, kind of the same because you have to, in order. I mean, everybody can work out or do sports or whatever, but really to change something, to really train, that actually makes you. You have to go so far and dig so deep. You have to push
I
yourself
know, but I
so
mean,
hard.
but it's
That's
easy
when
in
the
terms
mental
of
part comes in.
yeah, but I think it's easy in terms of what you should do, like
I get it.
the list of what.
Like lifting weights, I said it
Yeah,
before, you know, if you really are dedicated, watch what you eat, and you lift those weights, you will get a result. It's a pretty sure thing. That's not the
yes,
same
yeah,
as with doing something like in music or anything marketing related, to be honest, because that's like making a best guess. Yeah.
yeah.
Giving it your best, you mean?
Well, of course, that's always
You
something you have to do, but doing something in marketing or be creative or whatsoever for it to get traction with a crowd, you just don't know. You can put so much of yourself in there, push so hard, but that's not gonna like eventually give you a certain result. And
no
that's
say
the hard thing. Yeah.
no, but the result is also not certain for the 100-meter sprinters or the
No,
because
no, because
but
that's
it's
also really relative. But still,
yeah,
like lifting weights, then you know there's something
yeah,
going to
yeah, yeah.
happen if you're really dedicated. And
Yeah, you
yeah,
know exactly like, hey, what should I train? That's a bit more easy. And I think with anything, that's also with sports, you can be the hardest working artist and you can still fail. Um,
yeah, I'm watching
but
your
I
shirt right
think in
now. I don't think
sports,
you're going to be the next Tiger Woods.
who knows? Who knows?
I know.
Who knows?
We know.
Golf is skills, yes, but there's a lot of this in golf.
A lot of
That's why. That's
Yeah, a
why.
lot of
mindset.
Mental.
searching.
It's a mental game.
Is
It's really amazing.
Don't
is
go
there like
tilt.
a certain do you guys ever think about this as in is there a certain strategy that you use to stand out from others?
Um, no, not per se. I don't think either Marlon's a bit more an authentic guy than I am. I mean, that's why I'm not on stage. I'm really boring to look at. I'm really like 13 in a dozen. I know, I get
You're
it.
perfect for radio.
Perfect, man. Beyond perfect, actually, the best. No, also really modest. No, but we look at ourselves and how we want to present ourselves, and also with music. Yeah, I like to do a lot. I'm really a fan of what I do, and I love it so much. I want to be really, really good at it, and I want to be perceived as one of the greatest. Yeah, well under under my way, but well on my way. But oh, that's why we like to do so much. I want the recognition. Yeah, that's something that drives me.
And did you always had that mindset, or is it something you've developed over the years?
No, no, no. That's something that drives me. I don't per se have to want to be the best because I don't think this is something you do that you can be like the best in. But I want to be perceived as somebody who knows his craft and serious about it.
Hmm.
And yeah, I hope people. Yeah, you never know, but yeah, I like to think I am. I know what I do and what I leave for it.
Okay. What about you, Jay?
My tactic always comes down to just making a lot of music. If you just make, you do need, I think, some kind of talent or some kind of idea what you are good at. Maybe that's a better way of phrasing it. Not per se talent, but kind of know your strengths and your weaknesses. But if you make as much music as you possibly can, time wise, for me, from things always start like rolling from there. From there, I find, oh, I want to work with that vocalist, or from there, I find what I don't want to do. And always in my career, it has come down to that. Just if I create more music and not per se like quantity over quality, but just getting into that creating. I also, because then I create, let's say, 100 ideas, from which 10 are maybe really good. Instead of I create 10 and one is really good. That's then how I see it, and I think that's always been my tactic. And I don't have never had, probably never will have a longer term tactic, because I don't know a year from now what my whole life will look like, and I've never cared for like 5 years from now. But that's, I think, also just personally, because I don't dwell too much on the future or the past. So yeah.
Okay.